Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome.
Thank you very much. I like your shirt.
Well, thank you so much for joining us wherever you're joining us from, whether it's snow or sleet or hail or rain. We have a beautiful day here in Northern California, and I am so pleased and happy to be in the kitchen of Tanya Holland in Northern California. And I'm going to introduce her right now. There's so much I could say about her. We'd be here all day if I did all of her accolades, but what I can tell you is Tanya Holland grew up watching her parents host dinner parties from the time she was little, cooking their way through Louisiana and Virginia food traditions with a lot of love. That stayed with her. She went on to study Russian Lit at UVA, and then she packed up her bags and went to France to earn her culinary degree at La Varenne, where she once had a surprise lesson from Julia Child. Oh. Classic Tanya, somehow always in the right room. She built her name at Brown Sugar Kitchen, Oakland, which became one of those places that people travel for. Michelin recognized, neighborhood beloved, chicken and waffles that have genuinely changed people's lives. She competed on Top Chef, hosted her own show on OWN, became a James Beard Foundation board trustee, and the city of Oakland literally declared a Tanya Holland Day. She also is a U.S. culinary diplomat, which means she has cooked for heads of state. We are also celebrating her 2 cookbooks today. My copies are well loved, and I agree with what Alice Walker wrote in her foreword of the most recent book, California Soul. Alice Walker said, "It is an unusually moving read just for the stories before you even get to a serious consideration of the food." When Tanya writes, the recipes are incredible, of course, but she's also giving us context. She's giving us lineage. She's saying, here is where this comes from. Here is who carried it forward, and here is why it matters. She helps us taste the story, not just read it. And in addition to all of that, she's someone who believes food tells the story of who we are and where we come from. And that's one of the many reasons I'm glad to call her my friend. And I'm so thrilled that she was willing to have me in her kitchen. Now, you know how brave I had to be to agree to come into the kitchen with Tanya today. And so I hope you will help me welcome Tanya Holland. Come on over here, Miss Tanya.
Oh, look, nice shirt you got on.
Nice
shirt. Welcome to my kitchen, Anita.
Thank you
for that introduction. We'll find out. All right, so before you get started, I just want to tell people when you published your book, when you knew it was coming out, you reached out to me to do a collection with biscuits, Otto, and we just really connected.
Yeah.
Yes,
that was
exactly. Great. And even though 2 very different styles of biscuits, which is going to be really fun to show people.
I do the drop biscuit.
I do the buttermilk biscuits, classic butter and buttermilk baked biscuits.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to get
started.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope that some of you are baking from your kitchens today, and you have the recipe. You can get it. If you don't have it yet, it's in the chat. I think it's already in the chat. But we start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And I know, I have to say this before I forget, the idea of a high-protein flour being better for biscuits.
I've always used all-purpose.
Yeah.
I've always used all-purpose. So
I always use all-purpose too.
Experiment at some point.
So we'll start with the 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of salt. Those are your dry ingredients. Now,
you put some sugar in there too, didn't you? No, that was for your tea.
That was for my tea.
Okay.
That was for my tea.
All right.
And then we have 1 stick of unsalted butter that's cubed, nice little small. And put that in there. I've already mixed up the dry ingredients. And here we go. I'm gonna
I'll take
ask.
that for you.
Oh, I have.
Do you want me to take the
I have an
fork too?
assistant. No, I need. Oh, you know what? I don't need the fork. I get that. I have Tanya Holland helping me in the kitchen. How lucky am I? If everybody could mute your what do you call it?
Yeah,
Mute yourselves. It
Yeah,
would be great.
please. You know,
Now-
I've done lots of hands-on cooking classes. So.
Yes. So I'm just mixing the butter. That's the
That's a cool little
one
instrument.
stick of butter. This is an old-fashioned little tool that I found at a thrift store.
What's it called? Is it a name?
What is it called? The butter cutter? I don't know. I'm going to call it butter cutter. I think it's called a pastry cutter.
Well, the pastry cutters I have.
Yeah, it's a different kind. But you want to do this until it looks like coarse. Yeah, pea crumbs. And then you have to have your milk ready. I'm going to put in probably just a little over a cup of milk. I generally don't measure the milk, but I just.
Oh, you're one of those Southern cooks.
You know, Auntie Kurt never measured it.
But you did put a recipe in the
I
chat.
did.
There's an approximation.
There is.
But you'll show us what we're looking for.
I put something on the recipe. I don't even remember what I put. But
That looks good.
it looks good. I'm gonna now do the
So
so the milk goes in slowly.
make more biscuits.
Very
Somebody's
slowly.
mic is on. Please turn your mic off.
Please turn your mic off, whoever that is. So you want to do this slow
Please turn your mic.
because you just want it to just wet enough, right? So I'm going slowly. And I'll show you my little test. I have a little test that I do to make sure the batter is ready.
Oh, okay.
Little short-term mystery here. But so Tanya, tell us about Tanya Holland Day.
Well, it was one day, 1 year in 2012.
In 2012.
It's not celebrated every year, believe it or not. I have a couple friends that celebrate with me, but
We can still celebrate.
yeah, it was a lovely surprise that the there, Jean Kwan gave me my day and a proclamation
Yeah.
for my contribution to the foodways in Oakland. So I have been open for 4 years at that point with Brown Chair Kitchen and 1 year with B-Side Barbecue. And, you know, brought a lot of attention to the community and really put a lot back in the community through volunteer work, donations,
Very
you know,
cool.
everything.
You deserve that.
Thank you. So it was really, yeah, it was lovely.
So here's how
Is
it
that your
looks.
texture you're looking for?
Yes, this is my texture I'm looking for. Here's how it looks.
Pretty wet.
Yeah, it's pretty wet,
Yeah,
but it's not too wet
okay.
because this stands up in there. That's my little trick.
That's the test.
That's a little test. If
Okay.
it starts falling over like that,
It's too wet.
it's way too wet.
Okay.
It's
And would you just
I
add
don't
more
even-
flour or
No.
the measurements might be off?
That's a good question. I should try to do a test and see if you just throw more flour in there because you know baking.
Right, this is why people don't like to bake. 'Cause
We're going to talk about that. People don't like to bake. People are afraid of baking.
They are. Because
And
it takes patience.
Tanya has a lot
Want me
of
to take that for you?
a
We're doing this for
Don't
the
forget.
TV. We have to take everything out of the frame
yeah.
and not use it.
See, I'm with the professional and I'm acting like an amateur in here. So I'm using
No. I'm just here to help.
now the oven is preheated to 450. These biscuits are going to go in for 20 minutes, and I'm just using a big spoon, like a serving spoon, just like that, to drop them. And I push them off with my finger, and they make these little peeps.
Mhm.
And I'm using a cast iron skillet, of course. This is how my auntie did it. And
Mhm.
I just do it just like her because
Did she teach you?
no,
But she gave you the recipe.
I
And then
watched her
practice.
and then I practiced. She was gone before I really started making. And
Mm.
it took me a long time to get it right.
Mhm.
And I really wish, you know, when I was growing up that I had gone into the kitchen and just said, Auntie, what you doing now? What you doing now? What you doing?
Yeah.
or had a video camera or something, all those precious moments
Oh, I know.
that we took for granted.
Yeah.
Glad that I moved those people out the way up there.
Still have some
Either
to do about it.
glad that's pictures.
They're not listening.
Almost ready here.
Wow. So how many do you get out of this batch? Is that 12?
How
many is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, about 12, yeah.
Okay.
About 12 dozen biscuits. And I use this pan because it has sides.
Yeah.
And drop biscuits need sides so that they will stay up.
Yep.
You don't want to be putting them on a cookie sheet because we're not that kind of biscuit.
Right.
But they're good. They get these crispy peaks.
Let me show you something.
What's that? Oh, I never do that.
Oh yeah.
You see, there's a whole
She
nother biscuit there.
It practically is. She comes in with the tools. You just
Oh,
finger the fun.
oh.
No.
What am I doing?
You already got your fingers done.
over there.
Wherever you want to put
I want to put it right
But
here.
just take it. There you go.
See, we didn't practice that part. You can tell, right?
Oh my God.
Take this, please. I'm serious. What exactly? All right, here are the biscuits. And they're going into the oven at 450 for 20 minutes. And
Okay.
Tanya will take over.
You're at the bottom.
Bottom. Whoa. And timer?
Oh yeah, I'll get your timer in 1 second. 1 second.
All right.
We'll use my phone. All righty.
Yum, yum.
Now for the buttermilk biscuits. Let's see, 20 minutes you said, right?
Yes, please. Let's not forget.
We'll check them too. We might want to rotate them. I always like to
Well, yeah, because
rotate.
that's my
You
oven.
never know. None of the
Ovens are
ovens
different.
stay calibrated. They really don't. I keep an oven thermometer in my oven at all times, just because they never stay calibrated. Okay, hello everybody. So I will tell people know me for chicken and waffles. That's one of the dishes, but our biscuits were our biggest sellers. Probably because they were like $3 and something, $3.50. We undercharged for all the labor that goes into them. So that the regular ones, and then the ones with bacon and cheddar and scallions, the savory biscuits, which people love. So I need a stand mixer for mine, and so a couple things, little lessons that you wouldn't think of, right? What did I tell you, Nita? Don't cook on the same day you shop.
That's right.
Stressful.
So I know because I shopped and cooked today. Yeah, that's really good advice.
Yeah. So when adding the flour, like I'm taking the bowl out. Don't like set it up and then try to struggle. to get the flour in.
Right.
I don't do that. So I've got 3.5 cups of flour here. Oh, you're so kind. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Okay. And I'm gonna put that here. And then this bowl has baking powder, baking soda, sugar, and salt. Very little sugar, equal amounts of sugar and salt. Ta-da.
You're into it, see?
You see, I am. And then put in my paddle. It's gonna make a little noise. Lowest possible to mix up those dries. Just for about a minute. That's it. Now I'm gonna go get my butter, which is cubed and chilled. 12 ounces of butter. And actually, you know what? That is 2.5.
2.5 sticks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually like to work my biscuits with gloves. Because I don't know, it's just I'm used to it, and it's easier to handle the dough afterwards. You know? Okay. So this butter is cubed in little pieces, probably like, I don't know, just tiny. And I'm just gonna break them up a little bit as I put them into the bowl. And this is also unsalted butter. Did you put my recipe in there? Did I give you the recipe?
You did. It should be in the chat.
Okay, good. It's also in the Brown Sugar Kitchen cookbook and the New Soul Cooking cookbook, which is out of print, but there's some you can find online. But the plain one is in that book, and the savory biscuit with the bacon cheddar scallion is in that book. And then a couple weeks ago, I made an almond biscuit, a gluten-free biscuit. I was putting together a menu for the California Almond Board using almond flour. So yeah, I'm just breaking this up, but it's not really warming the butter. It was pretty cold. Actually, I cut it yesterday, so it was chilled overnight. The colder the butter, the better.
That's right. And the gloves help it keep.
Yeah, I'm not warming it up.
Your fingers are warming it up.
Exactly.
The colder the butter, the better.
The colder the butter, the better. Say that 3 times fast.
Yes, really.
All right, so I'm almost there. This is like probably the most, this is a really easy recipe, but it's all about being really specific with your prep, with your shopping. Okay, so now I'm gonna put it on still lowest. So you do a lot of this. You kind of do this by hand, but I have a little bit more flour.
I see Hollis sitting here.
Tonight, if you have a chance to look at the car wash, you might want to do that.
Giving us a little entertainment.
Yeah.
So the low was tonight all the way down to 12 in Lapeer, 11 in Sandusky, 14 for Port Huron. We're looking at 17 as we go into Inkster, Dearborn, Westland, Canton, and all.
We wanted to check in.
Yeah, you've only been it's only been about 5 minutes.
Doesn't seem good.
So no, I did not grow up eating these biscuits.
Okay.
I also like to get my hands in there and break it up, kind of like you did with your special tool, a little bit, just to make sure that it's smaller, and that the butter, when it's covered with flour, also it'll melt a little slower, and that'll make the biscuits flakier.
Nice touch.
Yeah. So I didn't. My mom didn't really make biscuits. If she did, she probably used a mix. That actually baking wasn't really her forte. She usually would use a mix or something. Every now and then she might make a pound cake. But when I was putting together my menu for the restaurant, and actually I guess before that, because I made that actually probably when I was on Melting Pot in the Food Network is probably when I first started putting together a biscuit recipe.
Okay.
And that was in 2000. So I've been cooking for a while, but you just it is trial and error. You find
a lot of that.
What you like. But once you find a recipe and it works, with baking, this is the thing. People are like, oh, I can't bake. I don't cook. I do this. You know what? You have to do the same recipes over and over and over and over again, just like any other task. And master them. Perfect. Yeah, you don't get it out the gate.
I think that's what happens with people. They try something once and it fails, and they say, "Oh, I can't bake. I'm not."
And you want to make sure you have a recipe, and you can trust whoever wrote it, and so that it works. But still have to practice. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this on.
So the biscuits and knife.
Go ahead.
The biscuits and knife that my mother made. She didn't make drop biscuits. My mom made the kind that you just roll in your hand and pat, and then put them in a pan. So they actually had her fingerprints in them because she patted them down, and they would have these little fingerprints.
I love it.
What do you call? That's not. I don't know what you call those kind of biscuits. They're not cut out. They're not dropped. Well, I don't know.
Roll them in the pan and
patted biscuits. Okay,
that's coming together. Yeah, and then I'm gonna turn it off. And sometimes, because of the way these bowls are made, I just kind of
just show them.
I will. What show is this? I'm sorry. I'm just teasing you.
That's my friend, y'all. Okay. That's my friend.
Okay. Now I just did that so that I could just make sure that everything is coming out from the bowl, so that all the flour is sticking together.
I can see why you wear the gloves. I can really.
Yeah.
I've never worn gloves.
Practical, but it's very. I like to keep a box at home because I'm so used to wearing them with restaurants. All right. So first thing I do is take. Well, some people don't. It's kind of it's nice for sanitation.
Yeah.
First I'm going to take everything off the paddle that I can get off with my hands. extra dough because that's like biscuit. We don't waste, not want now. We don't waste. We don't waste. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to drop. Dough. We'll just put it there for now.
Very
Okay,
cool.
so that's my dough. See, it's a lot drier than Anita's
drier.
because I'm going to roll it ish. But you see how short period of time that I mixed it? You're not kneading. This is not a dough that you're kneading. You're not trying to activate glutens or yeast because otherwise your biscuits will be tough. So I pull that out and I use my handy dandy
I need one of those.
drapery. Yes, you do. I might have an extra one.
That's
now.
fine.
Let's see. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
And
That's
then,
that's 2 whole biscuits right there.
I mean, you're not going to leave that in there.
No.
Why would you? Now you can take this for me, please, Anita.
Yes. Got it.
Thank you. All right, so here's my dough. Since your hands are clean, move that towards the camera. Nah, just leave it there. Just leave it there. Here's my dough. And I use this cover. If you all can see, it's just a little light plastic. I can put this on my counter. I put it on my cutting board because my cutting board, I put onions, I might cut onions and meat on. So I don't want to contaminate. I don't want any onion smelling biscuits. These are not the scallion baking biscuits. I got a little flour I'm going to put on my hands, just a little bit. And just kind of pull it together and put a little bit underneath.
I'm going to move the camera in. You want to see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're doing.
They
Very
can
interesting.
see. They can see. Yeah.
That looks
Okay,
good.
so that's that.
perfect.
And then I have a rolling pin because I want a smooth top. That's a little flour. Yeah. Ta-da. And then I know what I'm looking for, like about a 1/2 inch height. And then I have, this is my extra flour. Take my cutter, roll it in the flour so that it won't stick to the biscuit, and cut out my biscuits. I like round biscuits. Some of you people are squares. No offense. I don't like square biscuits. I mean,
This is supposed to be round. That's more like a
so. I
stone.
mean, they might taste okay, but there's just something about biscuits
Look at
being
that.
round. They're
They're gonna
pretty.
be so good.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
So, 6 ingredients, right? Was that right? Flour, no, 7. Flour, baking soda, baking powder, sugar, salt, buttermilk, and butter.
That's it. Very
That's it.
simple.
Yeah.
And also good. These biscuits were, this whole place was smelling like biscuits earlier. I tell you, it was hard to resist
Yeah.
the smell of biscuits.
Well, good things come to those who wait.
Patience is a virtue.
Mhm. How are yours looking?
Let's check.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Okay. I'm gonna finish this in a minute, but first, guess what? Let's see, you got 8 minutes.
8 minutes to go.
We have plates. Let's put the camera back.
Put the camera back over here.
And you're gonna tell people about our condiments.
Yes, we have condiments from Georgia.
Oh, I just happen to have some warm Tanya Holland biscuits over here. Butter biscuits.
To have them. Oh, look at that. This is why the professional.
Somebody's done this for TV before.
Yes, somebody's professional. These are the biscuits I smelled earlier. They are so good.
Let me just finish the process real quick. So once the biscuits are made, my next step is I freeze them. I bake them from a frozen state. So I'm going to take this half sheet pan and put in the freezer. And when I bake them, I double my sheet pans because that just makes sure that the bottom doesn't get burnt because it cooks on high heat, 425 degrees. You're fine now. And see, I cook with all my senses. I smell, I hear. Biscuits aren't done. They're not done.
She can hear. Okay. She can hear the biscuits.
And then we're gonna brush it with some heavy cream before we bake them for about 20 to 25 minutes. But right now, I'm gonna put these in the freezer for the next batch.
What does that cream do? What does it do?
Well, it seals in the flour, so as the flour bakes, it's not, flying all around, and then it makes it shiny on top as well.
Yeah.
See that little shine?
I do.
Okay.
Beautiful.
What are you eating your biscuits with? Tell folks.
Okay, I have got mayhaw jelly. And a mayhaw is a type of a berry that grows in Georgia, Southwest Georgia for sure. And it's kind of like a wild cranberry, I think. I've never picked them myself, but
I never even heard of them.
you never even heard of a mayhaw.
No.
So good. I'm glad you can taste it today. This one I get from Cedar Head Farms in Colquitt, Georgia. So it's kind of an acquired taste, I think. People either like it or they don't.
Yeah,
sweet
I'm
and
not
tart.
a huge cranberry person, so.
It's sweet and
Oh,
tart.
you got spoon right there.
Yeah, spoon. And then we have cane syrup. Pure sugar cane syrup. Now, for my taste, I have to say, this is a little strong. This is more like, it's closer to molasses, really, this syrup.
Oh, okay.
It's very strong, but you
You
can't
gave it
beat
to
the
me.
taste. I know, I gave it to you when the book came out. I gave her this whole basket full of stuff from Georgia.
Yeah, that was like great swag bag. Thank you.
And it's so funny because when we were talking about the condiments, she said, I have some cane syrup around here somewhere. And I walk in the door and she has this that I
You
gave
said,
her.
where'd you get that?
I said, oh my gosh, that's so
Now you know where I got it from.
Yes, I do. So I'm
Okay.
gonna do this right now. Taste this biscuit.
Let me know how I did.
Mm-mm-mm.
Could I share some questions that have come up?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
yeah, we want questions.
This
Before-
one is from Maria, and she wanted to know if that was a gluten-free almond biscuit.
No,
The almond biscuit, the almond meal? No.
it
No,
isn't.
it's not.
It's-
Okay.
I made an almond biscuit a couple weeks ago for California Almond Board.
Mm-hmm.
You just put a little bit.
But it wasn't
Taste it.
gluten-free.
The almond one was. This is not.
This is not, but the almond one was.
Okay.
Let's be clear.
And from Sonia, is
Mm.
there a specific temperature or climate one should have in the kitchen when baking? Meaning, does a cooler or hotter temperature affect the biscuits?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for mine, like we said, we really would just want to make sure the butter is cold and the butter. Get in the frame. You don't have to move over there.
I'm
Get in the
chewing.
frame. Oh well, I'm chewing too. I'm right here.
So good.
Um,
Anyway, if the kitchen is really hot, it's not good.
It's hard to bake in a hot kitchen. However, saying that, if this is the Sonia I think it is, she's been in Brown Sugar Kitchen when it's really hot. We baked and we made biscuits, so anything's possible. That's why you go into the freezer though before baking them, and that helps a lot.
I've never
More
done that.
questions?
That's really a good idea.
With everyone, if you want to ask a question, just put a capital Q and a colon into
Careful.
the chat, and I will forward it on because I'd love to have your questions answered.
Oh, my biscuits are good. I think they're great. What do I think?
No, I'm talking about the
Oh, the stuff?
condiments.
I didn't really taste this.
You gotta taste it. Just give it a spoon.
Yeah.
It's good.
What's it called? Mayberry?
Mayhaw. Mayhaw, Mayhaw jelly.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's not super cranberry.
No, I said it's like a
No,
cranberry.
I know you did.
But I don't think it's really in that family.
Mayhaw juice. Let me see if I
is
can hear any.
Mayhaw is it's kind of tart, I think.
But it does grow in bogs and swamps in
Bogs?
Southwest Georgia.
Yeah.
Little red berries like apples belong on the Hall family.
The Hall family. See, I need to do some more research on this. I'm going to be in Southwest Georgia in April. So I'm
going to be in Georgia in March. Anybody out there in Georgia, catch me at Serenbe doing a little residency.
That's in Chattahoochee,
Yeah.
near Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
An intentional community, right? That's what you said.
Intentional.
Intentional
I just had another question, which is, Tanya, how long do you keep them in the freezer before baking?
You can keep them. Let me check for you. I got it. How's that look for you?
Oh, ready.
I'll pull them out then. 2 minutes. You want to leave them in?
No, take them out.
I got it. Hold on 1 second.
You're taking biscuits out. The drop biscuits are coming out. Woo-hoo. Woo. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's hot, so let me
That's
leave
very
that
hot.
there. You can leave them in the freezer for months. What we would do is you bake them, just really, no, let it cool. No, don't use that, please.
No.
Hold on.
I need something to separate.
You want to cut it? You got to cut it right away when they're hot?
I'll bring it to you.
We got to tell our viewers that that needs to happen. Is that the way to do it?
Yeah, because they
Otherwise, they'll stick together.
they stick together a little bit. But the question, you're still answering the question.
Yeah, so we lay them out in the sheet pan the way I showed you all. And then once they're frozen, we take them out and then you can stack them as long as you keep them frozen. I told Anita, like, now that I'm in the home kitchen, I can talk any way I want to. Right?
Yeah, you can mistreat people too sometimes. That's very hot.
It's all coming from love.
That's very hot.
That is very hot. These are fresh out of the oven. Oh my God. So, yeah, and then if you put them in a sandwich bag, just make sure that, like a freezer bag, you can pull them out individually, bake one biscuit at a time, bake two biscuits at a time.
Just like you can
bake
do
4.
cookies. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Love that idea.
Do you eat your biscuits this hot?
Ooh,
Do you want some extra butter?
Ooh, how did you know? She read my mind. I was gonna ask for it, but I thought that's too much. Come on, there's a lot of butter already, but you know that's what I do at home. Put some more.
I can sense it. I can sense it.
You're a biscuit whisperer.
Yeah.
And that butter is already melted.
Oh, it's room temp. We gotta keep butter room temp.
I know, it's not even bad for it, is it?
Oh, they're ready.
Oh, my biscuits are ready. Okay.
So another question is from Paula Farmer. Do you think there are enough biscuits and cornbread recipes for a whole book?
Oh,
Probably.
not for me. I just got one.
Well, there's that. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Why do you need? If you got one that works.
I got one of each. My sister's cornbread and my Auntie Kurt's
But I
biscuits.
think there are a lot of ways to do it for sure.
Okay, now she's tasting the biscuits. What do you think?
These are good. They're so different.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
Very good.
yours are saltier in a good way
Okay.
because I have the buttermilk with that acid,
Oh yeah.
that gives it a little tartness. And yours are very, very savory. They're good. Oh, yeah, I'm right here for you.
And the little crispy peaks. The
Mhm.
crispy peaks. I love
Does
that.
this make you like? Are you just like,
No.
Auntie
Auntie Kurt.
Mm.
She lives in these biscuits.
Let's talk about how they're featured in
So,
the. Oh,
a quick question. Anita, do you freeze your biscuits?
I don't, but I'm going to start doing that.
well,
because
maybe I wonder if this dough. Your dough is so quick.
Yeah.
You don't have to chill it like mine. And look at this result. I mean,
I don't know.
after they're baked, these biscuits are staying around. So, like, come on. Freeze
You know
what?
what?
Freeze what?
It ain't broke. I ain't fixing it. These biscuits, I might try freezing. I like that idea of freezing them and then being able to cook one or two at a time. Because when I make a pan of biscuits, they
Gotta call the
disappear.
neighbors.
They disappear. We eat them up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, these turned out well. I'm happy to say.
This is exactly how you like them.
It's just like I like them.
That's nice. I like the recipe.
Well,
And I love cooking and cast iron. So,
let's talk about the books.
okay. Let's
Now-
talk about you. Start with yours since you know.
The Peach Seed came out in 2023. And it's my book baby, and it's going to have a bibbling.
A bibbling?
A bibbling. It's going to have a bibbling next year. But biscuits are almost like another character in this book because the character Florida is my biscuit maker in the book. And she has perfected it. She uses cast iron, and everybody loves her biscuits. So for me, it was a way to honor my Auntie Kurt and that whole tradition. And so it just makes me happy that she's in the book in that way.
Tell me
And
a little bit about the story, the peach seed
story.
on your necklace.
yeah, I'm wearing a little peach seed monkey necklace here. It's a little charm. It's a monkey carved from a peach seed. You probably can't see it very well, but there it is. It's just a little tiny charm. And in the book, there's a tradition with the Duke's family. The men in the family carve little monkeys, and when the boys turn 13, they teach them how to carve. And it's this tradition that is passed down in the family since slavery days. And the readers don't know where the tradition started, but no, the characters got that wrong. The characters don't know where the tradition started, but the reader gets to know and wish that they could tell the characters. So my whole story with the peach seed monkey goes back to the early 60s when a cousin of mine carved 2 of these little monkeys and gave one to my sister Betty, my late sister Betty, and one to me. And we kept them for years and years. Betty passed away in 97. And when I went to her apartment to take away her things, she still had her little monkey in a jewelry box. And I hadn't seen it since we were children. We hadn't talked about them. Our cousin who carved them had passed away. So I took her little monkey and took it to my house and put it on the chest of drawers for it to live there. And then that was 97. Fast forward 10 years to 2007. I was figuring out what was going to be in the peach seed, and the little monkey said, "You got to put me in the story." So I didn't know how I was going to do that. I figured out a way to make him a part of the story. So the peach seed monkey is a part of the whole tradition. But it was not a tradition that my family had. I just invented that part. But it was a way to include people.
But there's a little bit of a historical fiction in
fiction.
In the book.
But people mistakenly think that my family had that tradition and that is my family's
Well, people think I grew up eating chicken Hawaiians.
Yeah,
Everybody's going to tell their story. They're going to make it up.
They're going to make it up.
I did not.
So that's the peach seed. But now let's talk about New Soul Cooking.
New Soul Cooking was my first book. Yeah, it came out in 2003. People might remember. That's when I was on Melting Pot. And yeah, we were just trying to get that book out while I was still on time. Here, we put it back. You can't see it.
Yeah.
And
that was 3, you said?
Yeah, there's about 60 recipes.
Okay.
And I was trying to take the ingredients that I grew up with and other ingredients of the diaspora and kind of rethink that. So kind of update it.
Right.
Not every recipe, but there's a lot of updates in it. But I didn't have the kind of team that I really needed to execute it.
Thank you.
So came out fast and furious. Books like that don't have a lot of longevity. Next book, Brown Sugar Kitchen book, which I know everybody knows. The restaurant just went out of print after 10 plus years in print, which is a long time for a cookbook. I don't know how many copies we sold. A lot. They reprinted a few times. And then my favorite is that Brown Sugar Kitchen is printed in Japanese.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have a few copies
That's
left.
so cool.
Got fun?
Look at that.
Cornmeal and waffles.
That is just so cool. I love it.
Yeah. Because I'm a linguist.
Cornmeal.
I love foreign languages.
It just looks so pretty on the page.
I know. And then, of course, California Soul, which came out in 2022.
Yay.
Which, when we met, it just had only been out a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I have a question about cookbooks. The amount of work that goes into a cookbook, because you have to test each one of those recipes, make sure it's all right.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying versus this one, not having the team. I had by the time I got here, I had 2 co-writers and a recipe developer.
Wow.
I did this first one all by myself.
Yeah.
So, and I would send some recipes to friends to test. Like, could you test this? But, you know, they're not professional, but they had questions and they could help me kind of think through that.
Right.
But I've learned a lot. Now I've been, you know, creating recipes professionally for about 25, 30 years.
So that part of your journey is, you know, was an important part of the journey because you did it all. You knew what had to be done.
Oh,
You
yeah.
knew what each person needed to be doing at the
Yeah.
time that you reached this point.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's all good.
Yeah.
Do we have any more questions from the chat, Cheryl? Yes.
No, there's a comment.
Comment.
What?
You know, Anita, you need to do a show with live audience and share the goods.
Oh yeah,
To show these beautiful flowers that Anita brought from her garden.
it's everything that's blooming right now.
So gorgeous. Anyways,
That's funny. That's true.
what are you going to show on your show?
What show? No, you can't. I get so
We'll do this
nervous
again.
with this
I
stuff.
don't know why you're so nervous. You're so good. She's so good at it.
You don't even know how nervous I am beforehand. It's always fine, you know, once it starts, but leading up to it, it's just nervous.
Maybe I've been doing it for so long that, you know, I see everything, right?
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
very detail oriented. So I'm just like, oh, let's pull this out for you.
Yeah, yeah,
We're good. We did it.
yeah.
And thank you, everybody, for joining us. How are we doing on time?
We have about 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Question about, we've already talked about them.
I'm going to eat some more.
I wanted to know about Alice Walker's forward in your book, California Soul.
Mm-hmm.
So you know Miss Alice.
I do. She was my neighbor in Oakland.
Oh,
Came
I didn't know
came
that.
into the restaurant, and yeah, I mean, she's a legend. And I was working on the book proposal soon after we met, and so I reached out to her assistant to see if she would consider writing the foreword, because Brown Sugar Kitchen foreword was written by Michael Chabon, who's also a Pulitzer Prize winning author. So I had to, you know, you can't go backwards. I don't know who's going to write the next one. But yeah, and she tells a beautiful story. You know, she loves the book.
Wrote, yes,
She loves my food.
very cool.
You know, obviously also being a Georgia girl,
That's right.
she knows Southern food. She loves Southern food, and I'm sure she'd love your book as well.
Beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
Well, I would love for her to have her signed copy. So it's very cool that, because she is such a person of deep integrity and friendship and all the wonderful things that you are.
Yeah.
So how cool is it that you get to kick it with Miss Alice? I mean,
It's surreal sometimes. Yeah. But you
it's
know,
beautiful.
she's so laid back, and just, you know, her energy is so calming.
And rude.
Regular folks,
Yeah.
really. We've really developed a nice little friendship. I love it because she's the same age that my mother would have been. So
Oh, wow.
it's nice to have that kind of you know, maternal energy,
That's beautiful.
that knowledge, that wisdom in my life.
And you know, there's a lesson in that you called and asked her to do that. That you didn't think, oh, I can't do that. Some things are for the asking. And if you don't ask, you don't get. So
I always ask.
always
I don't always get, but I always ask.
If you don't ask, you won't get, for
Right,
sure.
right,
But
yeah.
if you do ask, you might get. So
Yeah,
that's-
no, I know some
that's
people are
great.
afraid of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I mean, what's the worst they can
They
say?
can
No.
say it's no. Yeah.
Right. Then you go ask somebody else something. Yeah.
But
It's all
you didn't
good.
say beautiful forward.
Exactly.
I have a couple of other questions.
Okay.
Anita, how long did it take you to develop your story for the peach seed?
Oh boy.
Can I chuckle?
Who asked that question?
Sonia.
Sonia. Well, Sonia, it was a long journey. It was, my agent tells me to just say 10 plus years, because when you say 14 years, it sounds like a lot. But yeah, it was from 2007 to 2021 was when it was bought, became, you know, went into production. But it was a long, long journey. And I had to, I was building the plane as it was going down the runway, as they say. I had to learn how to write because I didn't really know what I was doing, but I got some help. And but it is a testament to not giving up, perseverance. That's all I could say.
I mean, yeah.
Keep going. Now, the second book, which is coming out next March, and the title is Head Rag. I had a lot less time to finish that one. I didn't have my 14 years, so I'm still in the process with it. I have to turn in the manuscript at the end of March. And March is this weekend, right?
It is.
Oh my goodness. So yeah. So in fact, this head rag that I'm wearing,
I love that.
was the inspiration for the book.
Really?
It's from my grandmother. Yes,
Wow.
she had it in her suitcase under her bed.
Really?
I asked for it, and she gave it to me. And that's all I remember about it. I wish I remembered more, but that book started in 1988.
Head rag?
Yes.
Oh,
When I was working in New York as a model and very frustrated with that industry,
wow.
I just started writing, and these pages were piling up around me. I thought, maybe there's something here. Maybe I should keep going and put them together. But then I stopped and started working on the peach seed. But I was able to sell the 2 books, and I got a 2-book deal. So
That's amazing. You were in New York in 88?
I was.
So was I.
No, I'm sorry. I was not in New York in 88.
Okay.
I left New York in 85.
Oh.
Were you there in 85?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was there from 79 to 85.
Okay. I
Getting
came
myself
and
mixed up.
took off where
How long did you live in New York?
off and on for 20 some years.
Wow.
Sounds like the question, Cheryl.
Yeah. First, Anita, talk a little bit about your process on the walks and what happens on your walks.
Oh my goodness, who knows about my walks? From the start, I've always walked, and I used to carry a little notebook and a pen, and then I graduated to just a small recorder, and then of course it graduated to the iPhone, where you can just dictate something, email it to yourself, and it's at your desk when you get back. So you never have to lose an idea. So that's what the walk does for me, and I'm so grateful that
Technology does have some
technology
advantages.
has a lot of advantages because you can forget stuff. Even if it's the most beautiful idea, you think, oh, I'll never forget that one. That was a great idea. But so yeah, walking, of course, is good on its own, but it's also a chance to meditate around the ideas that you're working on. That's how I use it anyway.
Another question, and your characters come to you on your walks.
The characters, the characters start talking and talking and talking and vying for attention. In fact, I wrote a little piece called The Waiting Room, where the characters are all waiting to be put into books.
Oh,
They're trying to get my attention.
That's so cool.
There's all kind of folks in there, and they're all just trying to get attention. And of course, some of them will be in there for the rest of the eternity. But and what about you? What your ideas? Your ideas are like characters, and the food is like characters in your books, in your cookbooks.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
what I do, I find inspiration from all kinds of cuisines, all my chef colleagues, meals I eat out, people cook for me, research I might do, I might get in my head, hey, I really like this, like I'm working on this sort of shrimp crudo, but with a Southern flair, right? So what makes it a crudo? Or what am I going to do to make it Southern so it's different? And I'll start looking at like a bunch of different books and recipes and then come up with my own combination. Because really with cooking, once you know the base of techniques, then, you just expand on that, There's all sorts of flavor combinations you can do. Some of them work, some of them don't. So you got to test.
Yeah.
That's why we test when we're writing cookbooks. But yeah, to your point, it is, it's not that 10-year process that you had, but with cooking, there's a lot of different people involved, and it is a lot of work to actually produce the book. It's like from idea to, once you sell it, it's a 2-year process before you have the book in your hand. Right. But a lot of recipe testing, and if there's photographs required. You
Yeah,
know,
photographs, so much, so many pieces.
Yeah.
So before we leave, we're going to be winding up soon.
Yeah,
But heads
maybe a
of
few more
state,
questions. Yes.
your diplomat,
Right.
can you tell us who you cooked for? Is that
Well,
confidential information?
My culinary diplomacy, I went on 2 tours. One was to Kazakhstan.
Mm.
There was a foreign service officer who wanted to bring an African-American chef over to commemorate the 150th anniversary of the emancipation of slaves in 2015. And I got a letter and they told me, and then he he wanted a media trained chef. And then he scrolled down and said, oh, she speaks Russian. Oh, я говорю по-русски немножко. Это был мой главный предмет в университете. So
That's
I
what
was
I
able to
said.
speak some Russian.
Wow. This was
so that
made
was
for
really
you.
cool.
That job, that
It
was
really was.
They looked up.
And then I got the degree is finally and then I went to Mexico City in Oaxaca in 2018. That was fantastic too. And with all these tours, you're meeting with media and diplomats, but you're also going to American schools and meeting with locals, trying to create allyship through, educational programs and working with the students, especially, they're trying to keep these kids interested in positive, activities. And the kids are so inspiring.
Yeah.
I really love working with kids. I just did an activation with No Kid Hungry in San Francisco and Oakland Unified School District a couple weeks ago. And man, they're so interesting. And they're very interested in food and cooking and healthy food. I mean, the kids want it.
They do.
Because it tastes better.
Yeah.
When you use good ingredients.
Right.
The couple other questions. People want to know where they can buy the t-shirts.
Oh yeah, we were going to give them a shout out. Yes.
You did the shout out.
There is a follow on Instagram, The Bitter Southerner, and they have a few different. I have a cornbread and collard green one. They have a couple other expressions.
I have one that says, "Bless your heart."
Bless your
heart.
Can you say the
bitter Southern? Okay. The Bitter Southerner.
Yeah, they're on Instagram. You can find them pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love t-shirts.
She said one more question.
Oh, one more.
They want to know, Tanya, Bridget wanted to know, how did you decide to have your cookbook translated into Japanese?
Bridget, I did not. It just happened. So I was just, as with many of my opportunities, minding my own business, and I don't know if she's in sales or editor. She sent me an email and said, we've decided to print, because Chronicle Books is international. So they have an imprint in Japan. And she said, we're going to print. Would you like some copies? Sure, of course.
Wow.
The cool thing was, a few years later, I went to Japan, and so I took copies and actually gave them to some people there. So, I mean, it's another culture that I really love. I almost studied Japanese instead of Russian. I don't know if I can take on Japanese now. I'm taking on Spanish. I speak French.
I bet you can do it.
Maybe.
Keep your
Anyways,
on.
I would love it to be translated in other languages as well. But yeah, that was really a nice thing.
Well, we are winding up. So many wonderful questions. Thank you all for coming and enjoying this beautiful day with.
And most importantly, make more biscuits.
And
with your friends.
With your friends.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask if anybody was baking in their kitchen today.
Oh yeah, I wonder.
If somebody is and wants to say something and come on the screen right quick, that would be great. But no pressure if nobody's doing it or you don't want to be seen. But I want to give you that opportunity because that's always a possibility that people are making these biscuits. And I love people to send me their pictures of the biscuits and tell me how much they love them or.
Right, it's fun. I enjoy too when people are like, look, I made your recipe.
Yeah.
Look.
That's
cute.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Any parting words, Miss Tanya?
Let's see.
Someone has biscuits.
Oh,
great.
Judith.
Let's see. We're ready.
We might not be able to see it. I don't know the way your camera's set up. Anyways,
Read it.
You could tell us who you are at least. Okay.
Well, go get yourself some cane syrup. It's good.
You know, you mix it with a little maple. It's a good combination. Believe it or not. I like the combination.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Thanks
And
for making biscuits.
Mayberry.
Mayhaw. Like,
It says sweet and tart, but it's not that tart. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's mild. It's mellow.
So I would like to bring on to the stage now my co-producer and good friend, Cheryl McLaughlin, who helps to make all things digital happen in my life. And I so appreciate when I was on my book tour, Cheryl was back here on the West Coast just handling stuff for me. And it was just so great to have somebody else doing things. I'm so used to doing everything myself. So
I wouldn't know what that's like.
yeah, right. So Cheryl, you want to come on and just say hello and we can
Yes,
officially thank.
if I can. The connection is going in and out here. So, but I love learning. Like I'm somebody that competed a lot in the South, but I'm not of the South. And I have not lived in the South. And so, I love learning about different foods. I love learning about the history. I learned a lot through the peach seed and through our conversations that I just didn't know, and I think when you can learn about different cultures and types of food, although I have to say okra is not my favorite.
You're not alone in that, I'm sure.
No, it's like when you're 12 years old and your mother marries a man from Americus, Georgia, and the first thing he shows you is slimy okra. It's like, I'm sorry, but it's hard to get that out of my head sometimes. But, I love learning about cultures and food and, the meaning of food, in different cultures, right?
Yeah, and there's this, I think it's one of the best ways to learn about other cultures and food and people is through stories. And stories in your cookbook, fictional stories, whatever kind of stories, but they pull you in because we all eat.
Yeah. That's what my parents did with their gourmet club.
Club.
And that's how it really got started for me, is being exposed to cuisines from around the world that they were cooking in our house, their friend's house. Yes, travel is wonderful. It's great, but not everybody has the ability to go travel, but you can still learn about other cultures through their food and
right.
It would be a party that moved around to different houses.
Once a month, they there was a host couple, so 6 couples once a month.
Awesome.
The host couple chose the cuisine and assigned dishes to the rest of the couples.
So it's a potluck, sort of.
Yeah, it's a very organized potluck. Yeah, very.
And you would go to, the kids would come to?
No, the kids were not invited, but I was an only child for most of it. So if it was at our house, that was my dinner.
That was your dinner.
And sometimes I would tag along because there would be maybe a kid's room. We would be eating something else. Depending on the house.
I love that.
Yeah, depending on the house and the month. They called the Gourmet Club. I still have some of the recipes and menus.
What a great,
I'll write that book at some point.
Oh, that could be catch the title, right? Okay, that's a wonderful last word. I thank you all for coming. And Tanya, thank you so much for doing this. I just love it. But do it again, right?
Sure.
No, I can't do it again. It's too much pressure. Okay, everybody, keep baking. Make more biscuits. Bye.